Ken wants to know, what things do you check over on a bike before a race? Checking a bike over before a race is absolutely critical to ensuring that you avoid a mechanical problem that can not only end your race, but maybe even get you hurt. Besides, having confidence in your equipment is going to help you to do your best out on the course. I like to start my inspections at the top of the bike and work my way down. Starting at the shifters, I make sure that the shifters are functioning smoothly, are in the right position, and are tightened down. Then I check the shifting. As you check the shifting, you should inspect your rear derailleur and hanger to make sure that they aren't damaged or bent. Next, I check the brake feel as well as the caliper and pad alignment relative to the rim's brake track. With the shifting and braking dialed in, I start to work my way down the bike. Inspect your bar tape and finishing tape to make sure it is secure. Replace it with some fresh white tape if you want to look pro. Then check the torque on the stem bolt, seat post, and seat binder bolts. Look over the length of the cables to find cracked housing or frayed cables. This is also a good time to check your frame for cracks. If cables are routed under the bottom bracket, I make sure the cable guide under the bottom bracket is clean and lubed. Get all the gummed up sports drink off the guide that is accumulated there during training. Next, I check the bottom bracket bearings by pushing the crank in and out of the bottom bracket and by rocking the crank side to side. Inspect the teeth on the chainring for burrs or bent teeth. Torque the chainring bolts and crank fixing bolts. Check the pedal torque and make sure that the pedals are spinning freely without rattling, and lube the moving parts of the pedals with a wax-based dry chain lube. Check the wheels to make sure that they're true. Squeeze the spokes to feel for loose spokes or uneven tension to avoid broken spokes during a race. Inspect the tires to look for cuts or embedded debris. Check hub bearings by pushing the rim side to side. Look for excessive movement and feel for any rattles. Inspect the cassette to look for damaged or bent teeth, and wiggle it to check for bad free hub bearings or a loose lock ring. Check quick releases to make sure that they're tight and that the levers are facing the right direction. Inflate the tires and clean and lube the chain. Take the bike out of the stand and make sure the headset isn't loose by pulling the front brake and rocking the bike forward and backward. Feel for any knocking that could indicate a loose headset. Lastly, I take the bike for a test ride to ensure that everything's working properly. If you want your question answered on Ask a Mechanic presented by Art Cyclery, send your inquiry to webletters@competitorgroup.com.